catch it. Um, uh, okay. Um, make sure you get the audio too. Uh, uh, so here was some reaction to this news.
EA is bringing microtransactions to single player modes, and it is only going to get worse from this very moment. But I believe if we act now, there is still time to make change. I don't care if I never work with them. Again, I feel lied to. I feel betrayed. And I don't believe in the direction the game is going in any longer. You can hate me, you can like me, please just listen to me for a few moments. Because what EA is doing with microtransactions is going to ruin single player modes. Dynasty, Road to Glory, if they don't see any community pushback, it is going to get really ugly. However, it is not too late for them to correct their mistake either. Over the next couple weeks, starting today, you will see hashtag CFB play don't pay across all social medias. I will be putting this under every single post until they address the issue. You can't just sneak microtransactions in, have us creators super excited to play the game, say nothing about it at Chicago, and just expect this to be cool. Expect us to all be so excited and happy about the game still. Nobody is happy. As this has been discovered, I'm just getting more and more upset. Okay, let's calm down. Let's get back to what is even going on. To put it very simply, EA has taken a faster XP slider that was in Road to Glory in the previous two titles, and they've removed it. They've taken a faster Coach XP slider that was in Dynasty the last 2 years, and they've taken it away. What did they replace it with? Microtransactions, where you can pay them to upgrade your player in Road to Glory a little bit faster. You can pay them to upgrade your coach a little bit quicker. You just got to get out that checkbook, sign it away to EA, give them some money. It is so upsetting to me just with the way they tried to sneak this in there as well, with the way they've implemented it. It's hard to find. I didn't even know this existed until a few days ago when I saw some people that were tweeting about it. And then yesterday on Sunday, I was actually able to find out how to even do this stuff in Dynasty. So I'm going to take you through the Dynasty portion, then I'm going to take you through the Road to Glory portion. You will see where the issue lies. First of all, 90% of the time, I'll just do an offline file because on 26, the menus were
All
faster.
right.
You have snippets.
So okay, yeah, you kind of get the idea. Let's look for somebody
So
else.
I never thought it would be me here, full screen on YouTube with a "We Need to Talk" title, but it's gotten to that point. If you've been on YouTube or social media, Twitter, Instagram in the last 24, 36 hours, you probably know what this is already about. But for those who do not know, EA has unfortunately put microtransactions into offline modes. Road to Glory, Dynasty. And for those making the distinction that some of these are only available in the online version, it's still in totality an offline mode. If you want to put microtransactions into Ultimate Team, the cash cow that it is, you're welcome to do so. But there are so many people, like myself included, that do not touch Ultimate Team. We don't want to deal with that. Dynasty mode is supposed to be your sandbox, your world, your fantasy. You can do absolutely whatever you want within reason in the college football or professional football landscape. You can create.
Yeah. So this was like some, and that's why he's the go. You know, Gilberto, Ed Grayweather, um, people like Bengal. Um, speaking out, MMG. Yeah. So everybody jumped EA this past week for the disgusting thing they try to do out of nowhere. Try to throw, quote unquote, try to sneak one in there. I don't know if anybody. I think some of the people talk about it. Some of the dev didn't even like what they were trying to do. But when you're working at a company, and you got bills you got to pay, sometimes you got to just bite your tongue. But the creators was able to speak out. The community was able to speak out. A lot of people was upset with EA. A lot of people getting pushed back. Um, for a minute there, you know, um, I thought EA probably just gonna just probably just be like, oh, it's not an issue, and they probably would have. I thought they would probably just would have tried to like just leave it be, try to ignore it, like we'll, I ain't really get to talk about the Stunny scene, but kind of issues going on with Sony right now is with them. You have a lot of controversy with Sony where like they taking away titles from people, like taking away content from people who have downloaded content, and also simultaneously they announced the PS6 will not be digital, will not have a digital version. So there's a lot going on in the gaming world, and this added on to the flame to the fire, just people being upset with the corporate greed and just the ultra capitalism that's going on, especially in gaming. People don't really like that. Um, you know, uh, it, you just saw what we had with CFB. CFB play don't pay. Right now, people are doing their own. You know how PlayStation mantra is gaming have no limits. Well, Sony was now it says Sony gaming have limits, or uh, greed have no limit. I've seen some of that stuff going on. So it was a lot of frustration, a lot of anger, a lot of people trying to get a refund for the game because they felt like they've been lied to. Well, I'll say this: when you get people to come together and speak out, and you put money where your mouth is, um, you can get things done. And look what we have here, guys. Uh, ah,
More mad about is that it wasn't communicated and that they took away sliders to progress faster, which was a thing like the fact it's been 4 days since the CFB play don't pay movement started. We didn't like the fact that they snuck microtransactions.
I just put up the tweet for y'all before anything because I don't. Let's just pull up the tweet for you. Pull up the tweet for you. Was it? Was it? Yeah, it's just some reactions. So a lot of people was talking about we won. So we were talking about yeah, and people were like, what's going on? It's just turning in. Kurt. Okay, yeah, Kurt. Yeah. So I say people turning on each other, but okay. Here's what was EA response. Thank you for the continued passion and for the credible response to College Football 27. We love this game and this sport. College football is and always will be about the sight, sounds, pageantry, pageantry, traditions, and atmospheres of Saturday. In College Football 27, we aspire to deliver the deepest experience to date with all new Dynasty blueprint, new positions in order of glory, and the best college football gameplay yet. However, your feedback on World of Glory and Dynasty is that we missed the mark with the introduction of paid progression option. This was added independent of deeper mode progression with the aim to give players more choice. But what you said that is that they're not adding the value we intended. Tomorrow morning we'll remove all paid progression options from World of Glory and online Dallas Dynasty. And unfortunate side effect of removing paid progression is that players that have college point balances in their wallets will not be able to apply balances in the World of Glory or Dynasty. So jump in between now and then to apply your points. I'll go for live service plans and CFB 28 and beyond will deliver valuable features and content with greater transparency and communication. We're moving fast to respond to your feedback in the game, so stay tuned for follow-up communication next week. We'll take you through more design details, share our goals for College Football 27. We love this game. We love this community. We love football. CFB 27 is our third and best college football ever. We can't wait to see you on the field, your dev team. So that's the dev team respond. There's some reaction. Bordeaux, a lot of people crediting Bordeaux to putting the pressure on him. I think it's the whole community. The community made a difference. The entire football community last 4 days running a Gaze 8 blitz on. Hell yeah, Hitler dead. Be a listening fan to me. This shit means something to me, man. Yeah, African impressed by the whole community. So, yep. So, people was able to put the pressure on EA and they were able to get them to get rid of the microtransactions. Let's see some of the reaction from your favorite YouTubers. Uh,
into our game moves that were offline, but what we were more mad about is that it wasn't communicated and that they took away sliders to progress faster, which was a thing that was in the previous games. It felt to us that they made progression harder. They did not give us the option to play how we truly wanted, but they also made sure to put those microtransactions there so that if we wanted to bypass it, we could do that easily. We didn't like that. We spoke out about it time and time again over the last 4 days. Bordeaux kicked it off, and then everybody else jumped in and worked together. EA responded a few times since then. The first time they said that they were kind of standing on what they believed in their opinion was what they wanted to do with the game. It was best for the game. We didn't want that. They responded again after that and said, we're going to make some changes. We'll give you back some of what we took away, but the other stuff we feel strongly that it should be this way. And once again, we said, no, we just would like it to be back how we wanted. We're not asking for anything crazy. We just wanted what was already there. Well, tonight they responded for a third time, and we won. The community came together, took a stand for what we wanted, and EA listened. Here's the exact statement that EA put out. Thank you.
all right, so that's it.
For your passion online college football. First off, big shout outs to everybody that took a stand here. And look, I saw a lot of people in my comment section and other people's comment section on Twitter. A lot of people saying they're not going to change anything. Y'all are stupid. Y'all are complaining for no reason. You know, you shouldn't have bought the game, yada, yada, yada. They're not going to listen to y'all. Y'all are just doing all this for no reason. And I've been saying since the first video that I posted, I've seen things change multiple times in the past when we went about it this way. It's not about being disrespectful. It's not about going crazy. It's about saying, hey, this isn't fair. We don't like this, and pushing for a change. I've seen it happen so many times in the past, and I knew that it could happen again. Never underestimate the power of community coming together. There's all.
Okay, so that's way better. This is Bordeaux.
Record a video like this again. It is official. We won. We won. EA has caved in and listened to the community. Microtransactions are being removed out of College Football 27. Now, the reason I say I've never recorded a video like this and it will never happen again is this is just going to be a raw video of all my thoughts. Everything that's happened. We can start by looking at this statement. EA, you all are the best. You all know that, right? I will never, ever take any of you for granted. That is why I have been so vocal through this, because I just did not believe in the direction that they were taking these games. You all were with me long before EA came back. I was playing games on College Football Revamped, on the old NCAA Football 14 game. I got to like 400,000 subscribers before any of this new stuff happened. You all stood by me then. You all changed my life then, and I will owe that to you all forever. I will still never work with EA Sports in the future. I just want to make that very clear real quick. I am not happy with how it went down. They broke my trust. It feels so far gone, and I really do appreciate being an outside source. But the good thing is, all the other creators that spoke up, I can pretty confidently say none of them will be punished. And that's the beauty of working with a company that lets you speak your mind. Now, it's not a full-on win. It feels like it's just a huge victory because it really is. To reverse a change where you're going to have a lot more money flowing in and say, you know what, we messed up. We can't go down that pathway. You all are right. It feels like such a victory at first, and I think a lot of the thoughts will settle in. That's why I just wanted this raw, authentic reaction, because they still tried to implement this. They still tried to sneak this through, and then without the outrage, it would still be there. So as much as it is...
So it's some of his reaction. You can go watch it on there. Want to see what else he got to say? His MMBG.
It's literally Christmas morning. It's Christmas morning. Look at this. Happy College Football 27 launch week. This is from the EA Sports College Instagram. I apologize, this video won't be polished. Oh my God. Thank you for your continued passion and for the incredible response the college to the mark with the pissed about. The exact thing we were mad about was paid progression options in Road to Glory and Online Dynasty. Oh my God! They actually did it! Flash, and you can just let people buy this, and you can do that, and you know it, and nothing's gonna happen for us. That's how I ended that video because that's how I felt. I was completely wrong. I think that if we didn't make an uproar, if we weren't so frustrated about this, I don't think the higher ups ever learn about it. I don't think it ever is more than just a gust in the wind. So I am so proud of us. I'm so proud of Bordeaux for really starting this entire thing. Like, genuinely, he came up with the hashtag. He had the first video on it. I jumped on the bandwagon because I agreed with him. But without his initiative to start this, I don't think we get anywhere close to this. So, gigantic shout out to Bordeaux.
All right, so that's just some of the reaction. So my thoughts on this is shout out to the community. I think the community really got it together. I don't think it's just one. I wouldn't just credit this to one person. I take this to the whole community. Um, everybody, people who responded it, people who, just tweet out, voice their frustration, probably make some calls, maybe. Um, shout out to everybody. Really, everybody had a hand in this. Everybody had an equal hand in this. Shout out to the community, man. Um, I wish we can come together on like way more important things. If we just like saw what we did for like a video game company, like how much more can we get done if we just came together on things? But that's another talk for another day. But yeah, this is really good about the community. Um, my thoughts is I was like, mm, I wouldn't think EA would have changed anything this year. I think if anything, I think the complaining people were doing. I think they would probably would have did away with it in the next game. But to them to take it back this game showed a lot of improvement in EA and showed that they care. But it's still bittersweet because why would you try to get away with this? Something like this, just trying to put something on offline mode, trying to see what you can get away with. It's kind of weird. I don't understand it till now. I don't know why would they even thought that was a good idea, but um, I think it's a good thing for the community to stand up for itself to kind of give a pushback to corporate greed. I think this is like a real good lesson on like when you come together, like you can get things done. Now, as for the future of college football, how would this college football be affected by this? Um, I- my thing is, I think this is real good, but I don't think this will probably be the end of them trying to do something like this. They try to do something like this to see what they can get away with. See if they can. Let's see if we can get them to do this. Now they might have want intended to be a good thing. Like, oh well, let's just let them pay to move ahead. Like just let them have control over this, or whatever. I guess they try to. I guess they can try to spin it that way, or they may have started that way. But they 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 know this was kind of nasty. I think I'm pretty sure like some people on the dev team were even total was against this. So um, I think they will sit back and learn and see the pushback from the guy from this. And do I think they will try to bring back Michael Jackson to World of Glory? Yes, but I think it would not be on that offline mode. I think them seeing the pushback, they will try to have an online mode of World of Glory where you can like play against your friends, um, like doing 1v1, 7-on-7, stuff like that. I feel like they now know. Okay, we can't just give them let tell them to give them like a microtransaction on an offline mode. We got to give them something. So I think they probably gonna they're not gonna take. I know people thinking they probably gonna take from this like don't ever put microtransaction in the game. I just think this make them be smarter on what they need to give us for them to put microtransaction back into World of Glory. I just think that's just how what I just think what people think. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure they have a meeting right now. Okay, well, now we know. Okay, don't ever do that again. But a lot of the complaints, I'm pretty sure if they if you talk to people who in the business of making money, they looking at they seen a lot of complaints. A lot of complaints was about people just saying, "Oh, it's an offline mode. Why I'm trying to spend money on offline mode." I think the biggest thing they take from this is okay, we will not make them pay for the offline mode, but we have heard that EA are trying to implement like a little online 2K career mode, my career mode for FIFA. I know. I think when they're talking about the next one coming up, they might try to put it in the next game or whenever it comes. Um, I think they are trying to probably ultimately usher in like an era of having a Road to Glory online mode where you can play against your friends or whatever. And then I think that's when microtransaction probably make a comeback then. And I don't think you will have any pushback. Be honest with you, just how like everything went down with 2K and when they opened it first my career and microtransaction that when they first started doing it, like it was like a steady build of like just people spending money on microtransaction on 2K. I think that's the same thing with EA. EA try to jump the gun. They try to be too early with it. They try to be over greedy, over jealous, what you said, and try to do it too much at one time. They're not gonna take from this. Don't ever put microtransactions in the game. They just gonna take from this. Okay, let's give them something before we even start having them wanting to pay for a World of Glory mode or Dynasty mode. Let's give them something like an online mode where you can play against friends, or if you can take your Dynasty team offline into like an online mode. You can play against like random people, things like that. I just think that's what they're gonna probably do. Um, I just think that was probably gonna be the future of World of Glory. It ultimately will probably be online someday, maybe 2028, maybe 2029. But eventually they will try to push it to where they can um, have you pay for something. But you can't just force us to do it. My opinion about making microtransactions in gaming, I think microtransactions like is probably like one of the most craziest things in games. Like just like if you just go to like other like you look at things like with Activision with Call of Duty and whatnot, and I'm pretty sure there's gonna be some microtransactions in GTA and whatnot. A lot of people complain about GTA price and how much it costs and all that because a lot changed since GTA 5 dropped. And me personally, I don't really like microtransaction in the game. Um, I think the main reason why we have a lot of microtransactions in gaming is because of the success of 2K, my career. I feel like my career is one of the main things that my career in Call of Duty was one of the first, but I think 2K is like on another level. It's like just how much like just making you want to make like a couple builds on 2K, like it's you spend like a couple $100 on my career characters, um, like whatnot. I would have preferred if we can put the same amount of effort we did with the college football into 2K and make them get rid of microtransactions. But the thing is, a lot of people are not going to get behind that because a lot of people don't mind spending money on bills on 2K because a lot of people don't have the time to put in to grind out these bills on 2K. They rather just throw money at it. I was thinking about like this is how much we came from like when 2K first started. When I first started playing 2K, it was offline. We didn't spend no money on it. You grind your players out and all and whatnot. And then when they introduced the 2K Mario Park, You probably had a couple people who would spend money on bills, but like a lot of people wasn't making like a lot of bills or whatnot. Because it was like a lot. It was first of all like a lot of the bills were like very limited on what you can do with certain characters. So a lot of people just like me growing up, just like people would make like one or two bills or whatnot, and I had these one or two bills they play with, and they would probably just, like they just grind out these bills and whatnot, and just grinding, constantly grinding with the characters. Where now with 2K, it's just so hard to grind online mode. Just playing with people, you playing with cheaters, playing with cheaters, people with gens and whatnot. It's just a lot different than what it was when I was in high school. Coming up playing 2K, it's just a lot more toxic and it's like it's just a lot more expensive spending money on these bills, and a lot of people would just rather do it that way because a lot of people don't have the time or the patience to grind in park. And when you want like this year with 2K, like a lot of the issues running this year, you run into Janice, you run into people who would do the lag switching where they would just lag you out of your game. Like it made the grinding experience, if you wanted to grind, very unappealing, and it just makes you want to spend the money on the bills. And I just don't want that to happen to EA, but I know eventually World of Glory will be online, and I think it would be dope to have online World of Glory where you can play, you can do 1v1. You can have your DB and you can go get somebody wide receiver, or your linebacker goes to somebody tight end, running back 1-on-1. You can do like 7-on-7 drill, 7-on-7 with other people, or you can do like if you want to integrate like online D line carries players, you can have someone like an inside Oklahoma drill. That stuff would be great, but know, um, I just know it would microtransaction would be a big part of that. If we ever have something like an online World of Glory or a Dynasty, you do have online Dynasty, but online World of Glory, I definitely can see if we ever have like a online World of Glory, they would definitely try to put microtransactions into that for sure. But I, I still think this is a good win for the community to force um EA to hear your voice. Your voice matters. If people just really put um effort into coming together and standing up for something they feel wrong, um, and they can get things changed. I just wish we did more with other more important things than a video game. Um, but this thing can show you like on a small level what people can do when they're united. Um, yeah, that's just all I got to say about that. All right,